Hey guys, so this past Sunday we actually got our book. So if you were not here or you didn't get a book, make sure that you get one from me this Sunday. You really need those as soon as possible. This past week we did a really short version of 3 dig sites. So it didn't really feel short, but it really was a short version of 3 dig sites. We watched some fun videos that gave an overview of like the stories for each dig site. Then we filled in the blanks for the X marks the spot on dig site 1 and 2. We didn't get to dig site 3 for that. Quite a few people had to miss this Sunday for various reasons, which is totally okay, but I didn't want you to fall behind, so I decided to make this video so you get to everyone, whether it's for the first time or reviewing. So thank you for watching this. So let's dive in. Dig Site 1 is based on Joshua 1 through 18. If you have your book, you could flip open to that, but if you don't, that's okay, because you don't need it right this second. Every dig site has a Bible verse. A lot of times in the past, we haven't really spent much time focusing on the Bible verses, but this year we are. And soon I am actually going to give you guys all like a little flip book that will have every single Bible verse. So hopefully you can look at it a ton of times and at least be able to recognize them when we go to our quizzes. So the Bible verse for this dig site is Joshua 1:9, and it's this: "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." You hopefully, probably recognize this one because we've actually done this on Sunday mornings for, I think, an entire series a while back. So, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So when you get your books and you're looking through the dig sites and reading whatever, make sure that you pay attention to the memory verses, please. So now we're going to watch the short little Bible story video, and it's really good. So make sure you pay attention and watch this.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Joshua. This is Joshua.
Hello.
Joshua was an Israelite who followed Moses through the wilderness.
1, 2, 3, here we go. Oh, hey.
Joshua learned from Moses as Moses led the Israelites through the Red Sea. And as Moses taught the people about God's law.
Hello here.
I see.
Everyone, listen up.
One day, Moses was talking to the Israelites. He was reminding them of the law and all that God had done for them.
Yeah.
Now, see here, all you.
When Moses had finished giving instructions to the people, he said, "I am no longer able to lead you.
Hold on.
Do not be afraid, for God will neither fail you nor abandon you."
Yeah.
Then Moses called Joshua
Me?
and told him to be strong and courageous, for he would lead the Israelites into the promised land.
See?
Then Moses died. To this day, no one knows exactly where he was buried. The people and all of Israel mourned. The people of Israel looked to Joshua to lead them, as Moses had told them.
There he is. Yeah.
God told Joshua to be strong and courageous, for he would be with Joshua wherever he went. He told him to remember what Moses had told him and to study the book of instruction. God told Joshua that it was time to lead the people of Israel across the Jordan River and into the promised land.
Okay, here.
Joshua told the Israelite officials to go throughout the camp.
Get out there.
They instructed everyone to pack up and get ready to head out.
Come on.
Joshua told the Israelites they were going to cross the Jordan River.
See here. This is what we're going to do, okay?
And so, Joshua prepared to lead his people as the Lord had commanded.
Alrighty, that is the end of the video. I wasn't really sure, sorry. So there you go. This whole lesson is about Joshua having to take over leading all of the Israelite people. And he was pretty scared because those are some huge shoes to fill. I mean, it's Moses, right? But God promised to be with him. That's where our verse comes from, like be strong and courageous, all that stuff. And then even better, well, not even better, but awesome as well. After that, the people told him, we will follow you. No matter whatever you say to do, wherever you say to go, we will do it. So he got confirmation from God and from all the people. So that's awesome. So that's the whole Dig Site 1. That's the story, pretty short. It's not even really a story. It's mostly people talking. But now I have a slideshow for Dig Site 1, X marks the spot. And you're definitely going to have to pause it because I'm only going to stay on each of the slides for, I don't know, a few seconds. But make sure that when you fill these in, you actually read the sentence because it's meant for you to learn. So read the whole sentence and fill in the blanks. And then when you are done, I will be back with you. So X marks the spot. Here are the first few blanks. Make sure you read the whole sentence, just a reminder, and fill in all those blanks. The blanks, they all should be capitalized and underlined, like Moses, Joshua, Jordan, all that stuff. I may have missed a few, so sorry. I'm going to move on. So if you need to pause here and fill all of them in, and then let's go to the next one. Here's the next few blanks. Make sure you read the entire sentence and then pause it so that you have enough time to fill everything in. All right, moving on. Here are the next blanks. You're definitely going to have to pause it. Make sure you read all of it and fill in the blanks. They should all be caps and underlined so you can see them easily. And I think this is the end, the last few blanks. So pause it for however long you need to fill everything in. And I'll give you just a few more seconds and then we'll move on. Alrighty, so let's move on to Dig Site 2. This dig site is based on Joshua 2, 1 through 24. If you remember, if you've done it before, we have these little booklets that like has all the verses in it that we have to read. So it's just Joshua 2, 1 through 24. And the memory verse for this dig site is Acts 34 through 35. Then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. I'm going to read it again. Acts 10, 34 through 35. Then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. So that is our memory verse for dig site number 2. And as we watch the video, we're going to watch it in just a second, I want you to think about this memory verse about God not showing favoritism, but accepting from every nation who does what is right. I want you to think about this verse and think why this is the verse, because it's from the book of Acts, so it's not even from Joshua, Joseph, or Ruth. So why is this the verse? Think about it while we watch the video, and then afterwards we're going to talk about that for just a second, because I think it's really important that they pick this verse. So let's go over to our video, and here is the video for Dig Site 2.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Rahab. This is Rahab.
Hi.
Rahab lived in the town of Jericho in the Promised Land. Rahab was not an Israelite, and she made bad choices. But God had a plan for Rahab, even though she was a sinner.
All right.
Now God told his people, the Israelites,
Hey, that's us.
to go into the promised land. So Joshua sent 2 spies to search the land around the city of Jericho. The 2 spies came to Rahab's house to stay the night. But the king of Jericho heard that there were spies in his city, so he sent orders for Rahab to bring them out. But Rahab hid the spies
Bring him out, you hear?
and told the king's men that it was true that the men were at her house, but she did not know where they were now.
I don't know. But
She told the king's men to go quickly to find the spies, because they could not have gone far.
go now. Oh, right.
So the king's men rushed out to the city in pursuit of the Israelite spies. All the while, the Israelites hid on Rahab's roof. So Rahab went to them and said, I know the Lord has given you this land. We have heard of the great acts that God has done for you. Your God is the God of all the heavens and the earth. So please swear to me that you will be kind to my family. The spies agreed to this, and Rahab helped them escape from the city. Before they left, they told Rahab to tie a scarlet rope to the window.
Yeah. Wow. Oops.
This rope would serve as a mark for Rahab's house and would remind the Israelites of their promise to her.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
And so the spies were on their way. For 3 days they hid from the king's men who were looking for them. Finally, they returned to Joshua and told them all they had seen. Rahab was remembered for her faithfulness, for she had given a friendly welcome to the spies and put her trust in the one true God.
Alrighty, so there's our video for that. Did you think about that verse while we watched this? I'm going to read it again. Then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. So this whole story was about Rahab, right? She was not an Israelite. She was not one of God's people, but she helped the spies. And her whole family are going to end up being saved because she did the right thing and she helps the spies. So God does not show favoritism, even though she wasn't an Israelite. She was from the bad people, whatever. She feared him and she did what was right, and so he loves her. Yeah, so in the end, actually, in a few lessons, we'll learn that Rahab will actually join the Israelites forever, because when they get there, she has that red cord in the window, like she said, and they spare her. They don't hurt her or anything like that, but that will be in a few lessons, so it's pretty cool. I have a PowerPoint for the X marks the spot for dig site 2. Again, I won't stay on it for a super long time, so you'll have to pause your video. But here we go. X marks the spot for dig site 2. So you'll have to wait until you actually have your book to fill this in, obviously. All right, so here's the first few. They're all capital and underlined, the ones that should be filled in, I think. And pause this until you have it all filled out. Here are the next few. Make sure that you read the whole entire sentence, because you're supposed to be learning about the story. It will help you remember it better, I promise. All right, pause this until you're ready to move on. Here are the next few. Again, read the whole entire sentence. Pause this until you're ready to move on. And I think these are the last ones right here. So fill these in, read the whole sentence. pause this until you're ready to move on. Alrighty. So, great job. That was the last one. So let's move on to our last section for today. Thank you for sticking with me. I promise that from now on, it will not be this intense. We will not be doing 3 dig sites every time. We were just a little behind where we should have been. So we did a lot at the beginning so we can chill out for the rest of the time. So dig site 3 is based on Joshua 3, 1 through 17. And we are only going to watch the video for this one. We are not going to fill out X marks the spot because we actually didn't get to this on Sunday. If you want to fill out X marks the spot, you are more than welcome to. All the answers are in this little book right here, and it actually tells you each question exactly where to find the answer. So you can totally fill it out if you want to, but we won't on this video. So the memory verse for dig site 3 is Joshua 3:5. Joshua told the people, "Consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do amazing things." The word consecrate means to make yourself clean or to get yourself ready. So Joshua is telling the people that they need to get their hearts right with God because tomorrow God is going to do something super cool. So Joshua told the people, "Consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do amazing things among you." That is the verse for for dig site 3. Now we're going to watch the video for this one. So here's the video, and after this we're done. So video, and then we're done. Thanks for sticking with me.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Joshua. This is Joshua.
Hello.
Joshua was the leader of the Israelites, who God would use to take his people into the promised land.
Yeah, let's do it.
Joshua readied his people to cross the Jordan River, which was the only thing dividing the Israelites from the land that God had promised to them.
All right.
We're here. Okay.
They camped beside the river for 3 days, waiting, just as the Lord had commanded them. At this time of year, the Jordan River was flooded and flowing with so much water that it was impossible to cross on foot.
And then the Lord said, "Let there be light."
Hey, priest.
Yeah.
Come on.
God told Joshua to tell the people that the priests would carry the Ark of the Covenant and lead the people through the water. He told the priests to step into the rushing waters,
Wait. Huh?
and when they would do this, the waters would stop flowing.
All right.
And as soon as the priests did this, the water of the Jordan River did stop flowing.
Yeah.
And the priests stood with the Ark of the Covenant on dry ground as the Israelites crossed to the other side.
All right.
God told Joshua to send 12 men from the 12 tribes of Israel
Go get it.
to take 12 stones from the place that the priests were standing. When all this had been finished as God commanded, Joshua called the priests from the Jordan.
We're good. Come on.
As their feet left the Jordan River, the waters came back into place, just as they had been.
Wow.
Yeah.
They brought their stones to their camp and set them as a memorial, so future generations might remember the story of how God brought his people through the Jordan River on dry ground.
Alrighty, so there is our video for dig site 3. Some of that is actually dig site 4 too, so we might watch that same exact video on Sunday again because it kind of splits up the story into dig site 3 and dig site 4. But like I said, we are not going to do X marks the spot. There we go. We're not going to do X marks the spot for dig site 3 because we didn't get to it on Sunday. So we'll do it this coming Sunday all together. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was kind of long. 3 dig sites is a lot. But I cannot wait to see you on Sunday, and bye.